Bitcoin exactly got rejected from the downward sloping resistance line, and right now we're just moments out before we're going to have this gigantic Bitcoin symmetrical triangle breakout. And in today's video, of course, we will be talking about the price targets, the Bitcoin CME future gap that is absolutely massive, and I will be talking about what is going to be happening next on the market right now with the liquidation heat map, the funding rates, the Bitcoin halving that is in 10 days, and many more important stuff we need to discuss right now. So without any further ado, don't forget to slap up that like button. Once again, back up of 1,000 likes. That will be absolutely incredible. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the imminent short term. And once looking at the imminent short term, we can clearly see Bitcoin has created a massive CME futures gap. To be exact, we've created a gap on the lower side of about 2.5%, which is of course quite insane. And yes, if we're looking at last weekend, it was just hours after we created the CME futures gap that we came down again and filled up the gap. But of course, like we know, the weekend before that, we also created an enormous Bitcoin CME future gap, and like you can see, that gap is still out there right now, and we just created another Bitcoin CME future gap. So yes, we do know from history that usually like 9 out of the 10 times the Bitcoin CME future gap tends to get filled up in the same week, but sometimes, especially in the bull market, we tend to see that Bitcoin creates CME gaps and not even come back towards them. Because if I will be looking back all the way here to 2020, we've still got a CME gap trading around $9,000 US. So yeah, there is definitely a possibility that this time around it's not going to get filled up at all. But I do want to be pointing out that it is extremely likely that it does tend to be happening. But please don't bet everything on it happening. So currently we can see that for Bitcoin, of course, the biggest move that we're about to get is this symmetrical triangle breakout. And the symmetrical triangle breakout is going to be happening anytime soon here. I mean, we can clearly see Bitcoin is consolidating. We're seeing this downward sloping resistance line providing resistance every single time. And basically, we've seen 4 rejections in a row right now here. And on the lower side, we've seen more than 4 times the Bitcoin price action provide support from it. So yes, what we're seeing is basically that the Bitcoin price action is creeping up, and of course is forming lower highs from the top side. So basically what we're seeing is a Bitcoin price compression, and it's going to be one point in the market that we are indeed going to be having a massive breakout. Whether it's going to be upwards or downwards, we will be seeing a massive flush towards the up or downside whenever we do break above the resistance on the top side or the support on the lower side. You can clearly see the last time that we actually retested this level, we straight away saw a massive rejection. So there are a lot of sell orders around this level, and honestly guys, if you want to be trading this next breakout, make sure to check out Margex in the link description of today's video. Margex allows you to trade with leverage, and yes guys, if you are interested in trading on Margex with leverage, make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video, where you first of all will get a free $50 US by just signing up an account, and also once you will deposit $100 into your account, you will even get an additional free $50 US. So make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video if you are interested in trading. But Margex is definitely the best exchange if you want to be trading cryptocurrencies with leverage up to 100x. So going further in towards the content, today it's Monday, and on Monday we're going to once again get some more Bitcoin spot ETF inflows. Last week the inflows were actually quite good here, and this data will be getting public tomorrow, so we'll be discussing it in tomorrow's video. So if you want to be staying up to date about this, make sure to follow me on X and also here on YouTube to stay up to date about this news every single day. If I'm looking at the liquidation heat map, we can currently see Bitcoin is creating a lot of liquidations on the top side, and we can currently see that more than $280 million US worth of Bitcoin short positions are going to get liquidated if Bitcoin hits that $71,000 US level. So I'm going to keep all my eyes on this level, because once Bitcoin touch it, we are going to be seeing a massive breakout towards that upside most likely. So make sure to pay attention towards this right now. And of course, if I'm looking at the Bitcoin funding rates, we can currently see they are still actually positive, not significantly positive, because yes, if we're looking at this trend, we have seen that the Bitcoin funding rates went to even 0.08, and now they're sitting around 0.01. So that is actually quite decent. But if we're looking back at the previous bull market, funding rates have always been extremely high, and at some stages they were 0.14. And of course, every single time once it comes back towards that mean of 1 or even negative, it means that it is a gigantic Bitcoin buying opportunity. So I am looking extremely forward towards how this is going to be playing out here. And of course, as the Bitcoin price action is most likely going to be increasing, we're probably going to see the funding rate spike as well. And of course, high funding rates is a very normal thing in Bitcoin bull markets. It always happens, so I don't necessarily think it's an all too bad thing here. And then looking at the Bitcoin halving, guys, we're only 10 days out before the next Bitcoin halving is going to be here. So I am personally super excited about it. And it's probably going to be happening on the 18th, 19th, or 20th of April. So it's going to be happening on either one of these dates. But what we do know for sure, the Bitcoin price action always goes most exponential after the halving. And in 10 days, the halving is there. And usually it doesn't really take long before Bitcoin goes really exponential. And we have seen that in every single cycle so far. This is not like speculation. No, this is just pure evidence. In the last 3 Bitcoin halvings, always after the halving, Bitcoin went absolutely skyrocketing and absolutely exponential. And we can see it once again. Last year, we pumped over 678%. And this year, if we would pump over 300%, Bitcoin would already sit around $180,000, which I think is a very realistic target. So I think a 200 to 300% pump from off this point is going to be extremely likely and something we could be really expecting in this case in the market. And I mean, we can see it that, of course, we are having diminishing returns. I mean, Bitcoin, of course, after the first halving pumped over 8,000%, then it was 3,000%, then it was 800%. But if we are only going to get 200 to 300%, Bitcoin would still go up to 150 to 180,000 US dollars. So make sure to have a good approach on what to be expecting on Bitcoin. I'm not expecting we're going to get a 1,000% pump. I'm not expecting that we're going to get a 700% pump, but I do expect at least 200% pump towards the upside, which is already quite insane if you would ask me. So Bitcoin is creating a massive symmetrical triangle. It is about to be breaking out, and once the breakout occurs, we are going to be seeing a massive continuation. We're going to see a massive continuation towards the upside. The price target on this bullish breakout is sitting around 85,000 US dollars, and a symmetrical triangle is a continuation pattern. And since the trend has been upwards, this is just a consolidation pattern that's likely going to be breaking upwards as well. And as we are going to be breaking upwards, we are of course going to be seeing another push towards the upside, and we're going to see another squeeze higher, and the target is $85,000. So I'm going to be looking very closely towards it. I mean, Bitcoin already is trading above all-time highs on a very long period of time actually right now here. And if I'm currently looking at it about for how long Bitcoin has been trading above $60,000 for real now, it has already been 39 days, which is of course quite long if you would ask me here. So Bitcoin is doing a very extraordinary job here, and honestly we're pushing up higher again here, and whenever we're going to be breaking above the downward sloping trend line, we are going to be seeing a massive breakout. So get ready for it. Make sure to prepare your trades. But anyways, there's not much more to talk about Bitcoin than the symmetrical triangle right now. That is all the things I want to be paying attention towards: the symmetrical triangle, the halving, the funding rates, and the liquidation heat map. So this was it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy, don't forget to slap off that like button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.